Demi performed Cool for the Summer on such a high-profile show of the Billboard Music Awards in 2016. I'm so excited. Hello songwriters, after a long day at church I came home and I remembered that the Billboard Music Awards were on because I saw Ariana Grande performing, and then I learned that Demi Lovato actually performed Cool for the Summer at the Billboard Music Awards in 2016. Now Cool for the Summer is one of, if not my favorite song from Confident, and I actually reviewed Cool for the Summer and Confident, and I just really loved all of the music that was there, and I loved that I get to hear her perform it again live. There are a lot of distinct differences about this performance that I felt needed some highlight and some analysis, because on this channel we've been talking a lot about Demi Lovato's voice, and it just so happens that there's another performance that's a little later than a lot of the other performances that I've analyzed, and I think that it would be great to kind of break down a lot of the spectacular moments in there. So first of all, we got this very grand rubato-esque intro where Demi's singing Runs for Her Life and she actually hits a G5 and she sustains it for a little bit of a while. And I actually kind of want to break down that G5, because G5, it kind of is where Demi, where Demi's peak is. I don't mean that her peak is like she can just sing a G5. She sang A flat 5s and A 5s, whatever. However, I think that around the F5 to A flat 5 range is where we see a little bit of inconsistency in Demi's technique. I would actually probably even say E flat 5 to A flat 5, where that upper register, it seems like there's sometimes that Demi brings up her larynx and it kind of gets a little bit scrunched out. But I wanted to break down that opening section, so let's listen to it. Okay, so she slowed down the chorus. Don't. Okay. That's a great open C5. Okay, so because I've been talking about Demi's voice for a while now, I'm seeing a lot of common trends in this Confident era. Demi seems to really be going for a bigger sound, and this requires for her, in some cases, to lower her larynx a little bit too much to get somewhat of a dopey sound. So like when she's getting her, some of her C5s, some of her more open vowels sound like, wanna try. It's putting her voice in somewhat of a vulnerable place. And so a lot of the runs that you heard in that opening section weren't as accurate as they could have been. The don't is actually a very good example of the vowels that I was talking about. Instead of singing don't to kind of like, I guess lift it a bit, it was kind of like a don't, and she kind of spiraled out of the run. Yeah, she kind of spiraled out a little bit out of that. Now with the G5, I have somewhat of a love and hate relationship with it because it was in pitch, however, it was kind of squeezed. I actually think I love it a lot more than I hate it, because I feel like that was one of the best G5s of the Confident era. Comment below and tell me what you think about that. So that intro section, although it was very bold and confident, wink wink, I'm so lame, it didn't have a lot of finesse. Now the next section I want to hear is the chorus, because the chorus is definitely in Demi's wheelhouse, and I want to hear how Demi is treating those C5s. Is she singing them with ease, or are we still getting that lowered larynx sound? Okay. Okay. It feels forced to me, and I don't think that she needs to force it, but I feel like those C5s in the chorus were kind of like she was working really hard, and I think that she could have like soared over it a bit more. But of course she's Demi, and so she killed it, but I feel like she was still working a little hard. Now for my favorite part of this entire performance. Now at the end, she does somewhat of a little cadenza, if you will. The music totally breaks and she just gives us this liquid run that was just absolute butter. I loved it. It was free, most of it was accurate, and at the end you get this trademark Demi thing where she just gives this fluttering vibrato on a C5 that it's almost like a butterfly. Like, you have to hear it. Yeah. There's that vibrato I'm telling you about. That one turn that she was doing, the summer, like, I was like, oh, Demi, that's why I love you. So there were some good places, there were some not so good places, there were some great places in this performance. But in general, I think that Demi just always does a great job. She just gives her all and she just sings like a beast. Her boldness and her confidence is probably what gives her that edge over a lot of female singers that are out right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my analysis, and don't forget to subscribe to this page because we're thinking deeply so that we create our own art that changes the world. And I'll see all of you songwriters in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone.